What's good? All call outs mandatory podcast. I'm here with my I guess I'm the co-host or whatever the hell. My co-host, your co-host, whatever. My man David Flat from Brownsville, Brooklyn. If y'all don't
from
know,
Crown Heights, we about to start off with a debate right now, bro.
Oh, hold on.
I'm from Crown Heights. Just because every boxer from Brooklyn that come out and make a name for himself is from Brownsville, don't mean I'm from Brownsville. I'm from Crown Heights, my brother.
I thought you were from Brownsville. I thought all the Grammy niggas was from Brownsville.
That's what they think, man. That's what they think.
That's what I heard. But we're starting. We're starting this podcast. It kind of got inspired by what you have going on Instagram, and I felt like it was a great idea to kind of bring it to a larger fan base. Let other people hear about it, and basically, let's start with you. Let's start with how you actually started the podcast, because people are going to know where this all of a sudden came on. The whole all call outs are mandatory. Talk about it.
All right. Well, the all call outs mandatory come from it's a show. It's a young guy be on Instagram. His name is I think it's the CC show, something like that.
Okay,
so he have all so he have all these dudes calling up, and they threaten each other, disrespecting each other. It's funny, but then it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like, yo, the way they talk to each other, something I'm saying. So I got the idea in my head, yo, what if boxing has something like this, but we really get it on in the ring? Like, we ain't just coming up here talking and not never gonna do nothing to each other. Now we really gonna clash and get each other out of there, knock each other out, bust each other whatever. We gonna get up in the ring and do what we do. So I saw that and I got the format, but then there's two boxers that's both my bros, Dylan Parsley and Justin Biggs. Yeah. And they started going back and forth on Zab Judah Instagram Live. So when I saw that, I already had the idea in my mind, but when I saw that, I'm like, hold up. This look like something that could be put to the forefront because people was paying attention to it. And I'm like, all right, I'm the guy that could link all the boxers together to talk their shit and then actually get it on in the ring, because I have relationships with almost every boxer. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm probably the only boxer in the game that could do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I have a good rapport with all boxers. So then, that's how it came. Boxers just start calling up saying who they want to spar, who they want to fight, send a contract here, call this manager there, call that promoter there, and let's make it happen. I may start doing it on my Instagram Live. So that's how it started.
No, and we had spoken about doing this before, because I want to do a boxing podcast, because I've been following boxing literally my entire life. Puerto Rican born out of Brooklyn, New York, and just watching it with my grandparents, my whole family since I was a kid, watching from Camacho, Rosario, Tyson in the '80s to now. I've been following boxing for so many years. Obviously, you're a fighter. I have a perspective from a fan's point of view, so it's kind of dope. I feel like our chemistry, and like we would always debate boxing on the phone, and I was like, man, we have good chemistry. Like, I really think that this can go somewhere. And not to mention, like, a lot of these boxing podcasts, and no offense to anybody, but it's just not dope to me. They're kind of corny, man. Like, I feel as if there's no perspective from the streets, and I feel like you bring that, and I feel like this podcast is going to be very dope. I think it's going to take off very fast, and like I said, like, you willing to pull up, I definitely want to pull up and get interviews with a lot of these guys. We're gonna do more than just a podcast. We're gonna have it on YouTube. We're creating a YouTube channel for it. It should be like youtube.com, all call outs mandatory. We're gonna do that. But we're definitely going to get interviews from a lot of your favorite boxers, a lot of guys unknown, a lot of guys coming up. And me coming from where I came from, I always love to see the rise of a star. I always like to see a star before he was born. And, I feel as if
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if in boxing, for some strange reason, um, from our perspective, it's not really represented, and that's no shots at anybody, but I try to get as much information, and I don't really see anything that's very creative to me. And like I said, I told you I'm a real big fan of Paulie Malignaggi. I went to high school with him, shout out
Mm-hmm.
to Paulie. And he kind of inspired me to see it. And I'm like, man, like, you know, I love what Paulie does. He's very blunt, and it's funny. I told you, you are the urban version of Paulie. Like, you say what it is. People respect you, and they respect him because he's been in the ring. And I feel as if this
Right.
is to be something special. But let's get
Right.
into the boxing. That was just an introduction for the fans that are going to start watching this and start listening. Make sure you subscribe. We'll have all the information on the videos and things that.
But hold on, Nose. Let me throw this out there too.
Yeah.
So far, I had on my live because people probably wondering, like, when I say my relationships with boxers, what boxers am I talking about? I had Shannon Briggs.
Yep.
I had Danny Jacobs. I had Chris Colbert. I had Richardson Hitchens. I had uh Jerry Swift. Jerry Swift came up there. What's my man name? Man, I had all these different names. Zab, of course, Zab. That's my big bro.
Shouts to
You know what
Zab.
I'm saying? Yeah, my man Jay Leon, my man Dennis, my man, I had a whole bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing with me. I got relationships with all these guys, and I'm able to get them to come up here and talk what we need to hear, because I want to say this: boxing's a dying sport, bro. I hate to say it because this is what I live, and I never want to put down something that I live. But it's a dying sport, and the reason it's a dying sport is because the kids don't want to do it. There's no excitement in it. You know what I'm saying? You see kids growing up. When you hear them talking about boxing, when you hear them talking about, they want to start boxing and joining gyms. And last time we had something like that was when Floyd Mayweather was the guy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to mimic him and live that life. But right now it's not in demand. So I feel like what me and you doing, we could bring the excitement back to boxing. You know what I'm saying? Get these kids back. Yeah, facts. That's what it's about, man. Let's make this sport rise up again how it used to be.
You know what's funny? When it comes to that, it's because too, like, although boxing is year round, it's not as frequent when it starts. Just like in basketball, you'll see LeBron play 82 games a year. If you're a great boxer like a Canelo Alvarez or Floyd, if you're lucky to see them twice a year, you're lucky. It might be once every 9 months. So like kids don't really get to see it as much. And like, even with the commercials, you got old basketball players, NFL players, you got Odell Beckham, you got Tom Brady, you got LeBron. In boxing, it's more of a blue collar sport. And when I say blue collar sport, is the majority of your boxers, what people don't know of, actually have regular jobs. I was watching a homeboy that you had on your live yesterday. I forgot his name, the Spanish kid. What's his name? Oh shit, what is his name? The kid you had on yesterday on the call out. And
Kilo.
yes, Kilo. Shout out to Kilo from Stockton. And when I heard where he was from, he said he was from Stockton. I went and looked him up, and I watched a little documentary. I forgot what website put it out or what YouTube channel. And in the shit, he says, I work at a car dealership. Imagine LeBron James having to work a regular job, and play ball. Boxing is a completely different lifestyle. It's not all glory. You know what I'm saying? The majority of your boxers aren't six-figure, sports. Like the guy on the bottom bench in the NFL is making six figures. But you know what I mean? You're talking about probably boxing. Some of the top guys are just getting to six figures. I just watched Ryan Garcia get offered $200,000 for a fight.
Right.
I mean, so I feel like a lot of people don't bring that perspective. A lot of people don't know. Everything's glitz and glamour. People see Floyd Mayweather pulling out $1 million the other day, counting in his living room. Adrian Broner and Gervonta in his Ferrari. Most guys aren't there yet. And I feel like in boxing, you really have to earn it. You have to put in a lot. When they say blood, sweat, and tears, in boxing, it's literally blood, sweat, and tears. And you're risking your life every time you step in the ring. Even when you're sparring, you're risking something.
Real.
And
real.
I feel like this is something I definitely want to bring to light to people. And again, like what we were talking about with these kids, kids don't know that hustle. They know, I see LeBron in the Sprite commercial. I see this. You don't really see too many boxers on commercials. You know what I mean? You may
don't.
see Canelo. You don't really see a lot of Floyd in commercials, and that's
Nope.
crazy. You know, so but like you said, you're right, and it sucks. And I feel like we definitely have to um, put that out there in terms of boxing. But let's get into these stories that I wanted to cover. There's a shitload of them.
Mhm.
I actually wanted to, we just bring up Tank, which was pretty funny. The Tank in
Right.
Ryan Garcia situation, and there's been a lot of shit
Right.
over the last few months. So I've been following this story, and Ryan is a part of Canelo's camp now. He's I think he's 21 years old, supermodel,
Mm-hmm.
makes his money. He makes more money out there modeling. And he called out his first big fight was against Gervonta Davis months ago. His trainer came out and stated, I actually have it on my
Mm-hmm.
email, that he doesn't think he should take Gervonta. He told his trainer came out and said he should take a couple fights. He says he feels like he can beat him, but he needs a couple fights. You actually stated that too. Do you feel like Ryan Garcia can beat Tank right now? Because they were supposed to be fighting in December, but due to money issues, nothing's been signed. How do you feel about his manager and his trainer's statements regarding Ryan Garcia and Gervonta?
I mean, I gotta give credit to his trainer for saying that, and for really, I guess, making Ryan understand that he's not ready for that, because that's a step up that he's definitely not ready for now. Give
Why do you
him,
feel that way?
I'm gonna tell you why. Give him 2 years. Let him get some seasoned opponents, because I feel like he's still a kid. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like he has success so far as being a star, like you said, all the supermodel stuff,
Yeah.
endorsements. Because he even said on Twitter the other day, he threw a shot at Gervonta,
Okay.
saying,
Yep.
"I eat off endorsements." Right? He said, I eat off endorsements. You can't, because you hit women. You know what I'm saying? Which is a low blow, but it's boxing. You know
Well,
what I'm saying? All
we,
his fan for.
we can't tell half a story. Let's tell the whole story. Gervonta Davis heard through the grapevine that Ryan Garcia turned down $200,000 for a fight in December. Ryan
Right.
Garcia responded and said, $200,000 is insulting. I make more money off of endorsements. You wouldn't know
Right.
that because you hit women. So it was a back and forth. That was a crazy low blow, because everybody knows of the Gervonta Davis, that whatever event he was where he, not,
Right.
allegedly yoked up his girlfriend. But yeah, continue.
Right. I mean, like I said, all this fan war, it's a low blow, but that's part of the game. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's mental warfare just as much as it is physical warfare. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that. But like I was saying, he's not ready. Ryan Garcia is not ready for that step up yet. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta is a guy that I didn't listen. I've been boxing my entire life. I've been around all the big dogs. I done been in Floyd Mayweather camp where he was training. I done been in Zab Judah camp. That's like my brother. He raised me in this boxing shit. I've been around the big dogs, bro. It take a lot for me to believe the hype. I don't believe hype when they hype somebody up. When
So
I
you
heard
think
you,
Ryan is
listen,
hot?
I used to go to check this out, right? I used to go to amateur tournaments. Gervonta was a kid. I used to see him. He was a kid, bro. Know what I'm saying? But he was a prodigy somewhat back then. Fast forward to being a grown man now. All this knockout stuff, knockout this, knockout. I'm hearing it and I'm seeing it on TV, but the level of opposition is not. It's not really top level for him so far at that time. But he's knocking these dudes out left and right, devastating. But I'm not believing the hype until I was in Mayweather. I've been training at Mayweather gym for 4 years now, since 2016, right?
Yeah.
So he was in camp to fight. His name was Liam, something like that. Dude in England. He went to England to fight. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. He went out to England to fight, right? But he had his training camp in Vegas with Floyd. Now I'm saying he was with us. He was in the gym with all of us. So I'm watching this dude knock guys out cold. I'm watching him, like, the hype. I'm seeing for myself. The hype is really real. This kid is like a young new version of Mike Tyson, a smaller version of Mike Tyson, the way that he hunts guys down and really tries to take them out. Because it's all a mentality. It's kill guys like Tyson, guys like Sonny Liston, Rocky Marciano. They had the mentality to kill. They had a killer mentality. And that's what Gervonta got. So I seen it with my own two eyes in his training camp. So Ryan Garcia is not ready for that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not right now. At this stage he in right now, he is not ready for that at all. You know what I'm saying? Now, give him 2 years, a couple of, step up the level of opposition, he get into his grown man strength. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. And he might be ready. But right now, he's definitely not ready. So I commend his coach or his corner for telling him and telling the world that not right now. You know what I'm saying?
This is where I kind of I don't 100% agree with you. I feel like I don't think it's 2 years. I definitely believe that maybe a fight or maybe 2 fights. But I will say this: as dominating as Gervonta has been, I don't think his competition level has been that crazy. I think Ryan would be his biggest fight. That's how I feel. Ryan is also Ryan would definitely be his best fight. Who's a better fighter than Ryan in the fight right now?
Bro, he beat Pedraza, bro.
You think Pedraza's better than Ryan Garcia?
Bro, Pedraza's I think a 2-time world champion. Or at least 1-time world champion. He beat Tevin Farmer before he stepped his game up. But he beat Tevin Farmer nevertheless. And he beat, he's a veteran, bro. Pedraza's a veteran, a young veteran. And I was there at the Barclays when he beat him. Know what I'm saying? Gervonta ran through homeboy. Know what I'm saying? So it's levels, bro. I don't think Ryan Garcia is at that level yet, bro. He's coming up, but he's not there, bro. He's not there. His best opponent so far, nah, I can't.
I mean, you think that this is definitely going to be his biggest fight. Like, that'll definitely be his biggest fight.
As far as money and attention, yeah. Then he just beat Gamboa.
Yeah, I'm not a big Gamboa fan. I think Gamboa is a little overrated. I feel like Gamboa.
Oh, nah.
I mean,
you bugging, though.
What fights have Gamboa won? Like, I don't think Gamboa's that good. To be honest, I'm just being real. Like,
no,
I'm gonna say this. I like the fact that he's about, he's about what, 5'11", 5'10", or whatnot. He's got the height.
Who?
I'm talking about Ryan. Ryan's 5'10". You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If he learns to fight behind the jab, and if you look at Gervonta's what, 5'5", but he is a tank. If he fights behind a jab, if he fights behind a jab, I feel like if he gets to the later rounds or the middle rounds, I feel like Gervonta kind of gasses out. I think that's what, if he gets out the early rounds, I feel like he can win that fight. I actually got Ryan Garcia winning the fight if he takes a couple fights before that. I feel like Ryan can actually beat him.
I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility that in the time frame that I said, maybe 2 years, yeah, he has a chance. But anytime soon, no. He doesn't have a chance no time soon, bro. Yo, Gervonta, this is what I'm saying, though. If you got to think about this, bro. Boxing is like 85% mental, bro.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia don't have the mental to beat the Gervonta, bro. Gervonta's a killer, bro. He's gonna be on Ryan Garcia's ass, bro. He's not gonna let him breathe. And he's throwing bombs out the gate. Ryan never been hit by no puncher like Gervonta. Gervonta fought guys that could use a jab and box. He walked them down, hunted them down. Yo, bro, that kid is a killer, bro. He's a guy. He's a guy that I say, yo, look, if he wasn't boxing, bro, he'd probably be locked up for a body or something, bro. I could see it. I could see it in his demeanor. I could see it in his eyes, bro. A lot of fighters don't have that because it's a sport, but you got to remember, boxing is the only sport where it works for you if you come from a violent background, bro. It works for you if you come from the circumstances that guys like Gervonta, Mike Tyson. Know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, I could tell when somebody got that. Gervonta got that. Ryan Garcia, he don't got that, bro.
You're calling him soft because he's a model. That's what you're basically calling him soft, my nigga, because he's pretty.
Nah, I'm not
That's what
saying
you're
he's soft, bro.
That's what happens with these.
Don't get
That's
me
what
wrong,
happens with
no.
you ugly cats. You ugly cats hate on the pretty boys. That's the thing. I'm just being real. That's what it
bro,
sounds like.
I'm not saying he's soft, bro. But yo, boxing is a sport. Look, you see me? Scruffy, mean, vicious. Boxing is a sport for guys like me, bro. Gervonta, yeah, he clean up. He get a haircut, but he really got that heart, bro. He got a heart. I know that type of heart he got, bro. I got that heart, bro. Ryan Garcia don't got that, bro. He don't got it. Now I'm not saying that he's soft, but it's just certain things make you into a certain type of person. Son, did you ever look up Gervonta background?
Yeah, from Baltimore, Maryland. You know, I get it.
Starting off with where he's from, Baltimore, Maryland. We know they got kill zones there. We from Brooklyn, so we know about this. Baltimore, Maryland got killed. They downing each other out there. So that's already something that's in his mentality. Then from what I heard, his mother was, had drug issues. Son came up in the system. He came up rough, bro. Now I'm not saying Ryan Garcia didn't come up rough. And I'm not saying that that's always the main factor that makes one person tougher than the next. But
it almost sounds
mentally,
like you're saying that Ryan is privileged, so he can't fight. I don't agree.
Bro, it's not that. It's not privilege, bro. It's everybody don't got this heart, bro. Look at Oscar De La Hoya, right?
Yeah.
You know what his main motivation was? His father. His father. Because he felt like his father didn't love him because his father never gave him the nod of approval his whole career. His father made him box, and no matter what he accomplished in boxing, his father downplayed it. Like, he always looked for his father's approval. That's what made him the animal he was. And he was still not as rough. You know what I'm saying? But he was a rough dude. He's one of the greatest. Because I feel like he had that motivation. You know what I'm saying? A lot of guys don't have that, bro.
See, I don't really know Ryan's background, but I will say this. I know he got a good left hook. I feel like he's very talented. And I feel like he got quick hands. I believe he's a very talented fighter. I believe you're judging him because he's a pretty boy, because he does underwear ads. I mean, that's how I feel.
It's not that,
like
bro.
You're judging him because they don't put Gervonta on the cover of Abercrombie & Fitch. That's what I feel like. You're calling him soft because the bitches love him. That's what it sounds like.
It's not that, no. All right, so look at Floyd, right? The man's name was Pretty Boy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, bro. I wasn't a Floyd fan. I always knew who Floyd was because I always knew who his father and his uncles was, Jeff and Roger. Mm-hmm. I grew up in this sport, so I knew who all these guys was. You know what I'm saying? Now, Floyd, his name was Pretty Boy, but I wasn't really a fan of. I wasn't the biggest Floyd fan until he beat Diego Corrales. Because I'm gonna keep it all the way real. Okay. I thought Diego Corrales was gonna knock Floyd out, bro. Yeah. Diego's a killer, bro. But in that fight, I saw something in Floyd, bro. I say, yo, that's that dude, bro. After that fight, I seen it, bro. I seen what Floyd really had in his heart, bro. Floyd's a killer, man. He's not as vicious as a guy like Gervonta, but he got that vicious streak in him, bro. Look what he did to Victor Ortiz. If you play around, I'm not gonna hug you up and dance around. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Yeah. My thing is this: when it comes, it's tough for me because I feel like Ryan has the tools. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people are going to judge him prematurely, like you said. You judged Floyd because he is a pretty boy. I feel like a lot of people they look at him. He's in underwear ads. He's doing this. He's doing that, and I feel like that's dangerous for me. And you know what? I do love the fact that he's working with Canelo. I think that's big. I think a lot of people,
absolutely.
And I think
absolutely
you got to bring up this as well. Gervonta's and listen, I'm just going by what people say. He's had trouble making. Some people have said he has a lack of motivation in terms of being prepared sometimes to fight or going 100%. They're doubts. They're doubts.
I don't believe.
Okay,
I
listen.
don't believe that, bro.
You don't believe that, but why is Floyd training Devin and not Gervonta? And Gervonta's his fighter. That's a question you got to answer.
Want me to tell you why?
I think that's very telling.
I'm gonna tell you why. Like I said, I've been in Floyd camp for 4 years, bro. I've been around. I know the insides of this type of shit. Now, Floyd been trying to get Gervonta to come to Vegas for the longest, bro. He been trying to get Gervonta to come train in Vegas. Gervonta does not want to train in Vegas, bro. Know what I'm saying? So Floyd, I don't know how Floyd take it, but that's like, you my investment. If you my investment, I want you right here so I can be hands-on with you. Gervonta never wanted to. Then he was supposed to come to Vegas, but when he seen Floyd had Devin under his wing, who's another great fighter, he had Devin under his wing, teaching him hands-on. Gervonta posted, yo, I was gonna go to camp in Vegas, but I changed my mind, or something to that effect. You know what I'm saying? He put that on Twitter or something like that. But Floyd been wanted Gervonta to come to Vegas, but Gervonta feel comfortable training at home, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's a conflict of interest on both sides, because I can't blame Gervonta for that, bro.
I can't blame Floyd for doubting his desire. When you're not making weight, people say you're not.
I don't think that's it. No, I don't think he really doubting his desire.
Or not being as prepared as you should. He has been doubted over the last few years in terms of people have been questioning his desire. You can't, come on, Flat. That's a fact. You don't think the person that's putting up that money feels that way?
I don't think it's the desire that's being doubted, bro. I think it's Gervonta is young and he don't know the difference yet. Cause, yo, you gotta remember, no, these guys are still kids. They young. Listen, anybody under 25, to me, I consider a kid.
Absolutely.
Right, because you're not thinking with most of the time you don't develop your grown man strength, and you don't develop your grown man mind process because you haven't been through enough yet. Know what I'm saying? So I feel like Gervonta, he don't know no better, bro. He don't know the advantages that he's gonna have if he goes from training at home in Baltimore to training in Vegas, bro. I know because I train for fights in New York and Brooklyn, and I train for fights in Vegas. And I know it's a big difference, bro, from the weather to the atmosphere, what's around you. Vegas got it, bro. Like, that's motivation. It's Vegas, bro. When you home, you get lax, bro. You get lackadaisical, bro. And you it's bad. Yo, I've never really understood what guys,
which is a mental thing, which shows laziness. You have never heard. You've never heard Floyd Mayweather not make weight ever in his career. Always in shape,
right?
Always fighting. Doesn't drink. Doesn't do that. These are things that take a toll on your body, and people.
You want me to tell you why, bro? Yeah. You know where Floyd is from?
Michigan.
Grand Rapids. You know where Floyd moved to start his career?
No.
Vegas. You know where Floyd been his entire career?
Vegas.
Right. So that's a prime example of why your surroundings and your circumstances is what takes you to another level. Have Floyd stayed in Grand Rapids, bro, he wouldn't be where he is right now. I could guarantee you that. Yeah, my fault. That was a phone call. Yeah, I could guarantee you that if Floyd stayed in Vegas, in Grand Rapids, he wouldn't be where he is right now.
I'll say this, and I'll leave it at that. We'll end this segment, and we'll let you answer that call, and we'll get to the next segment. But I don't know. Me personally, this is how I feel like. I feel like there is question marks, and I think Floyd definitely has question marks about Gervonta's desire. I mean, you can tell me whatever you like, but I really honestly feel as if Floyd feels like he doesn't know if Gervonta is that motivated. Listen, man, like that's been the biggest knock on Gervonta. I mean, the media.
I don't think so. No, I mean, from a person that's seen it with my own two eyes, I don't think. I just like I said, I think it's
No,
his circumstances, his surroundings.
Look, Floyd was around. Who was it? Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner was supposed to be the next guy. You know what I'm saying? And some people may say his desire, I don't know what it is, but you know, he's more. He definitely didn't live up to expectation. You know
it wasn't Adrian Broner's desire. His problem was simple. He didn't let his hands go. He had a mental, and when he stepped up to that next level, he had a mental block. He didn't throw enough punches, bro. It was never, yo, he don't work hard. It was never that. He just didn't throw enough punches.
On that, we're gonna stop this. I'm gonna get my video feed up, and I'm gonna send you a text to the next video feed real quick. All right.
All right, let's go.